Spear was his name. He lived on
Green
Street.
Street. Right next to Bullets
He
Field.
used to, yes,
Yeah.
he used to catch, he smelled, I mean, you know. That's what he did, he trapped skunks.
But don't forget what they had in the chair.
A pet,
A pet. Now, what was a pet?
a
It
skunk.
was a skunk.
Yeah.
He had a skunk.
These skunk.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you remember, what businesses, stores were in town, and did you guys have jobs as kids in high school? Reggie?
Well, I remember
Oh,
Clover Farm,
yeah.
Will's Hardware, and I think at that point in time, Allen's news store was
Right.
there.
Yeah, they were in the farm.
And then there was the A&P, and with Zulu Barber Shop on one side of it, and then across the street there was First National,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
The post
I
office.
run out of stores.
The post
I
office.
remember Bertha Connor's
yes.
thread and needles and
Right.
fabric.
Right over there.
Right?
Bertha Bailey.
How many gas stations?
Well,
5.
the mobile in the center of town was run for a while by Franny Walsh
Oh,
until
wow.
Franny
Right.
decided he had other plans, and he went to Florida to learn to be a baseball referee when he was about 50 years old. He gave up the mobile store and gas station in the center of town, went to Florida to umpire, Saccone then, okay, and went to umpire school, and would you believe he made the major leagues?
He did.
Dyed his hair red so he would look a lot younger than he really was. He made it to the major leagues. Franny Walsh. True story?
Well, now Phil Burr, who was not able, he's down in Florida, was not able to be here, he said you have to tell the Walsh stories. Because he said he did indeed do that, and then at some point, he said his wife, who didn't want him to be the umpire, told Major League Baseball his real age, and they fired him.
Is that what happened?
Margaret had the last word in the one.
Wife was named Mary.
So how many gas stations were there? Just the mobile station?
No, there were several gas stations. There was an SL somewhere.
There
What
was,
other
Where
gas?
Martinet used to be?
Yes.
No, Ed Ellis.
there was Geno's.
Jenny Gas, right?
Jenny Gas.
Jenny.
Where the bank is across from the Congregational Church. There was
Gino Saccatini had a gas station across the street too,
And
right?
on Spring Street, there was a Shell gas station, right on the corner of Main
That
and...
was McKinney's then, yeah, it became McKinney's.
Kenneth, that's
She
right,
worked
right.
there.
The council was on.
And then the Texaco, which, what was that?
Mexico was down in Spring
Bob
Street.
Chicks, yeah.
Bob Chick.
Yeah.
No, that was council.
That was city service.
That was council.
Council, okay.
So,
Eddie
that?
Dorning.
Oh,
Eddie
Eddie knows.
Dorning's father and mother ran the restaurant in Medfield Center.
Right.
Right?
Council on Spring Street. The
But
show
then it
was
became
McKinney's.
Texaco.
That was the DeSoto dealership.
He was the dealership, right?
Another store that was Jimmy Catanacci's Little General
Right.
Store right up here next
Right
to
over
Sal's.
here.
Oh,
Everybody forgets that.
There was a cobbler shop right
Don't forget
beside the...
Bill Palumbo.
Bill Palumbo was an insurance dealer, and he
And
ran the
the
cobbler
cobbler.
shop. That was dual business in that one.
And there was no pizza.
No pizza in town.
No pizza.
Well, the insurance man was the son, wasn't
Now,
it?
did you guys have
Bill
a
before.
job
Oh, yeah, Bill.
The father had
in
the
high school?
Yes,
Edie?
well, I had a job when I was a junior, part-time at the, I did the tax bills and the water bills. And when I was a senior, I worked a couple of weeks at the A&P. But back then, you didn't have any kind of an ad machine. You had to put it on a paper bag and add all the ads.
Yes,
I really didn't care that much for that job.
Did you have a job in high school?
Well, I don't, I think it was only a one-day job. It was a one-day-a-week job. Anyhow, what I used to do is behind Lord's department store, I would burn the papers and cardboard and trash.
That was a job.
Charlotte, did you have a high school job in high school?
Not every day, but I remember seasonally, I would pick strawberries for Stan Fisher down on Phillip Street, Stan and Lydia Fisher.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd go before school, because I had to walk from Pleasant Street up to the school, and I'd pick a quart of strawberries. It was 5 cents a quart.
Right.
Oh. 5 cents a quart. I thought that was wonderful.
And all the strawberries you could eat.
And all the strawberries you could eat. And then go to school.
Right.
Joe?
I worked down the cemetery, you know, and we took care of the leaves in the fall and then the springtime. But you know, when I look back at it, when they built the Dale Street School, which was the high school, I was working down the cemetery with some of the older fellas like Ed Green, you know, all ones and I was just a little guy, you know. So they had us go up and do the gradings because the school was going to open up in the fall. So I had to push the wheelbarrow. The old timers, they were the ones that used the brake. You know, in those days we only had one highway truck.
And you were involved with the fire department?
Oh, yes. Well, I went on as a call man, you know, when I come home. I was volunteer when I was in school. But when I come out of the service at 46, in those days, you submitted your name to the group.
And they voted on you?
And they voted on you.
How did you get in, Joe?
Well, I'll tell you, my uncle was on the department. But I made it. And I think of a couple of the other fellas, it took them 2 or 3 tries to get on the department, you know, because they were blackballed. You know how things work in those days. You know, if you're on the other side of the fence, you don't belong over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
That's how.
What did you? How many people did you have? Did you have 10 or 11 firefighters?
In those days? No. Oh no, there was about 18. Yeah.
About 18.
Yeah.
And the fire trucks were under the town.
Fire was under the town, the highway, the water and sewer, Harry Layton. Stratton was the big foreman of the highway. Yeah.
Joy, did you have a part-time job?
Oh, yeah, I worked for, Lord, what was his name, Ray and Dorothy
Ray.
Lord. They came into town, opened a little store over there where your Palmers are now, I think.
5 and 10.
5 and 10.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
I never heard this story personally, but I heard that he came to town because he went and he thought there was a lot of population here, but they were counting the hospitals. Then he had that, then he opened Lodge where the location is now, and I worked for him there, and his wife Dorothy. Yeah, they ran it before Bill Kelly, and now Nancy and her brother. And I also worked at Clement Toy. So I guess I was like in retail. I like that part. Because you met a lot of good-looking guys there too.
Don't forget, in those days, there was 1,000 males and 1,000 females. And we downtown here was only about 2,200 people.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I think that was the extent of my working that I can remember.
Peter, did you have a job in high school?
I had a job for the 4 years of my high school, and it was at Walter Taylor's mink farm. It was down opposite the Paulson's property, below Kingsbury's Pond on the right. There was a mink farm back in those woods, and for 4 years, every afternoon, I was from 3 to 6 working there, and on weekends in the summer. This would be breeding season for the mink. Breed them, and then pelt them, skin them in the fall, and then all that time they had to be fed, cleaned, so forth, and that was my job for 4 years.
And there were those fish pools down there.
There were the fish pools down.
Behind, with the water from the grist mill down there.
Several years later, I remember seeing a dead mink. Whenever I find a dead mink by the road, I call Jimmy Callahan. Jimmy Callahan has been trapping and gathering small animals in Medfield for, I think, 70 years. And every time I find a roadkill, I call Jimmy up and let him know where I pulled a mink off the road or a muskrat. And I found a fisher once down by the dump, and I asked Jimmy to, the cart, this was badly crushed. I pulled it off the road and I called Jimmy. I said, Jimmy, it looks like a fishing cat to me. I'm not sure. And it's off the road before you go to the dump, before you turn right. It's up there in a snowbank. I said, could you check it out? And by all means, let me know what it is. So I heard nothing from Jimmy for about 2 years, and then I saw him down the dump. He said, oh, you know that animal was a Thanks, Jimmy. Jimmy was a man of few words.
Yes, still
But
is.
he had trap lines along the Stock River, the Charles River, and he ran those trap lines morning and evening through all the years that he was in school and out of school, I think.
Gretchen?
I need a little help with this one, and I think it was in the 40s. I think I was still in high school. I don't think it was a college deal. But I used to pick apples down on Bridge Street.
Right.
George
Sow's that right.
Yeah, but the guy I picked before, he had a jam store or a jelly store uptown.
Clifton.
No.
Who was your doctor and dentist, and where were they?
You
Peter?
didn't have a choice.
My dentist was Dr. Brown, and he was in the chronic drug building, up on the top floor, up with
In that Monk's building, right?
Monk's building. My doctor was Dr. Park.
Dr. Stagger later.
And then later Dr. Stagg, right?
Yeah. Everyone have the same?
No, I had the same, yeah. In fact, Dr. Park brought 2 of my children into the world, yeah. And then this Dr. Stagg was next on, the old Dr. Stagg. Yeah. Well, the father, I should say.
Dr. Saladin.
Dr. Saladin. Oh,
Was he from Millis?
From Millis.
He lived in Medfield for a while.
Oh, we did?
Yeah. And then he went in the service, came back and moved to Millis.
Dr. Mitchell lived across the street right over here.
Right,
Big
Dr.
house.
Mitchell.
Let me do some specific things. Phil Burr asked just to mention a couple of things. Rocky Woods. You guys remember Rocky Woods?
Yeah, but that was not, well, not in the 40s, I don't think.
In the late 40s? No
No,
one?
no, I used to
It was
go
later.
more than when my kids were teenagers.
But when you guys were in high school?
Yeah, when we were in high school.
You did?
We would skate.
But it wasn't the popular place that it
No,
was in
I
the
don't remember.
50s, late 50s and 60s. Then it was a very popular
Yeah, it
spot.
was, yeah.
And then
60s were very popular.
But we skated.
Yeah, you could skate there. There were ponds up there.
So it was just really starting in the 40s.
Right.
Remember John Roth broke his leg trying to get a ski thing started, so. But they didn't have much up there then.
Politics in town. What do you remember?
Frank McCarthy was the political figure in town and lived right on the corner where the post office is. And Frank was a representative and very influential man in the town of Medfield. He was a town moderator for a number of years, I believe.
John F. Kennedy came and talked to us in high school, and we got out in 1950. So it was right after he came back from the Pacific. And he looked terrible, emaciated, young, but he was in our school.
That in the auditorium of the Dale Street School?
At the Dale Street School.
Any other political rallies or anything sticks in mind?
Well,
Before, yeah. He was representing.
John F. Kennedy, perhaps this is the same day, because my mother entertained John JFK, and I can recall, we lived in the Metcalf house, and we were told to stay upstairs, but there were registers on the floor so that the heat could come up.
Right.
And I can recall myself laying down on the floor with an ear to the register listening to JFK.
How about Halloween, pranks, things like that?
No, nothing.
Actually, Richard, that's why we invited you.
I could see the wagon going down Cemetery Hill. They licked the wagon and went down Cemetery Hill.
What, they would push,
Halloween. Yeah,
fill it with hay, set it on fire?
yeah. That and tires, they threw a couple of tires.
And you started it, Brian.
Oh, I did. I put it out.
Teachers, you remember, principals, superintendents?
Oh, yeah. Superintendent Allen, he was miserable. The poor kids, if you were walking to school, of course they all tried to smoke. And he'd squat them, and by the time the kids got to school, they were expelled. And the school hadn't even, I mean, they weren't even on the school grounds. They were walking up North Street to go to high school.
Well, Elvis Allen, who was supposed to be here, he's sick, and he was unable to come. He did mention, he called him Pussyfoot Allen.
That's right. Sneaking around all the time. That's the things, but not what kids do. And they'd always get expelled when they got into school. Oh, nobody liked him.
I remember Dot Brown.
Yes, Dot Brown.
Yeah. She was lovely.
She was
Lovely.
Yeah, but she had to use the strap.
Oh, definitely.
We hear it, because our class is
Hand
right.
over.
We hear that, the kids go, oh!
How about Miss Buck?
Wait a minute, who's Miss Buck?
She was my sixth grade teacher.
Fourth grade.
Fourth grade.
Legendary.
Yep,
Right.
yep.
Big.
Big baby boy. The strap was stiff.
Oh, this
She said, turn your hand over.
oh, you remember?
Well, I remember Maud Washburn, who was a real nice person, a good teacher. She took us on a class trip to Washington. Then, of course, there was Elaine Pettazzini. And she taught French and Latin. And I can recall when I was in a Latin class that, which I didn't think Latin was worth anything, I still don't, but anyway. But I'm sitting there tearing up little pieces of paper, and she wanted to know if I wanted to go to the kindergarten. And then there was a teacher, Miss Lindgren, who taught English. And I think that she just must have gotten out of school, I don't know, anyway, because she had a little bit of trouble taking control of the class. And Marshall Chick, who was in my class.
Blame it on him.
Who was a very good friend that I still miss. And, but she could never get our names right. And I would do something wrong, which on occasion, not too often. I would do something wrong and she'd say, Marshall. And Marshall would do something wrong and she'd say, Blanchard. She could never get our names right. Although it's kind of interesting because people, for some reason or other, have mixed up Marshall and my name. In fact, Cindy Newell last Memorial Day called me Marshall. I don't know. Anyway.
Now, do you remember the end of the war? VEVJ Day was a celebration here.
That was the best time.
What do you remember about the end of the war?
You don't remember?
Hospital. And Framingham was, roaring and whistles and everything, and there I lay with my pains. And it just had my itself. That was my remembering of the war, end of the war.
Don't forget the party that was over here. Do you remember?
They
The
were dancing.
Mandarin?
No. I thought it was in the hospital.
Yeah, townwide
All party.
All kinds of parties. They were
I can
dancing
hear
in
the
the
hot
streets.
shoes playing there now. I live in Adams Street every night, you know. That's some of the things I remember. I remember some of the people, you know. A lot of fun. Yeah. You could hear that hot shoes and the boys would be up there.
When there was a major event, something major going on in the road, I remember occasions when they called the school together, the kids to listen to it over the radio, like the invasion of Normandy. I remember being in a classroom listening to the description of that over the radio.
Have an assembly.
With sometimes in assembly, school assembly, sometimes in just our classroom. The teacher would bring a radio in and all the news was over the radio, so we'd just listen to what was going on over the radio.
And the only other news we got was at the movies in the town hall. They had a newsreel. And then they'd have a short film, and usually it was on shoot 'em up, you know, and we'd get used to cheering, get the chops, you know, I mean, we were very, very violent kids then, and they had these short films that were, well, kind of tough for us to think about now, but at that time, it was the war effort, and we all just went for it. So, that's the only way we had news, was either the radio or the movies.
What about the day Roosevelt died? I bet you remember that day.
Yeah.
I do remember that. I was mowing the lawn down at Bridge Street, Nat Whittier's lawn, and the housekeeper came out and told me. She was in tears and she told me that he had died. That's my memory of the day that FDR died.
And we didn't know he couldn't walk.
Yeah.
We never knew. We never knew.
Right, nobody knew.
Yes,
All the pictures that were taken, he was sitting down.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, or propped up.
Yeah.
So he looked like he could stand, he couldn't stand. I mean, no.
Let's just a little bit, we got a few minutes. Any crime in Medfield? Who was the police chief? Who was the police department?
Coleman Hogan and Nick Bigliotti.
Right.
Barney Chick.
Barney Chick, don't forget Barney.
Never mention them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No crime. That's enough said. Those men kept that town safe and sound.
Well, they do it. And that's right. And all the neighborhood kids play together. I mean, I see them here. I see Barbara, you know, I see you guys in this audience. And they were strong neighborhoods, even for the children. And then the parents knew where we were. But we played outside. We didn't even go home until summer.
No.
We were all outside.
We stayed out all day, yeah.
Yes.
Whistle was still closed at 9 o'clock. We were supposed to be off the street.
Off the street.
He was frightened to death if we were feeling as
The
that
curfew,
whistle.
right.
So that was obeyed?
Oh, we were
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
You would have one police officer in the evening?
That's all.
That's all, yeah.
Did they even have a police car?
Yeah, they did.
I don't think so, did they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ford.
they did.
Did they have
We don't remember.
I don't remember what this guy.
It was a Ford.
Corey had a
46
Ford.
What was the population, Joe, in 1945? What was the population of Medfield without the mental hospital?
Wasn't that?
45?
Around 2000.
2000?
2,100 in there somewhere. Yeah.
Our class was 22.
You told me, yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was too, 44.
So if you really wanted to gossip, you used to go down to the drugstore and be the twins there, the Trombos, the Bravos, up from Ferry Street.
Right.
Talk about the buzz and get all the news for the day.
You didn't need a radio.
Huh?
You didn't need a radio.
I know.
Because your class sizes were small. Like how many went in your class?
Well, there were 18 in my class. The class ahead of me had 11 in it. Wow. And then I think the class behind me, well, that's you, Peter.
Yeah.
Well, that's you too. So,
Charlotte?
Yep.
yeah, 22, so.
But Peter and I had 4 years of Latin.
We did.
Four
years
people.
of life,
Four
right.
people in the class. It was wonderful. Wonderful.
Not worth anything.
Wouldn't they love to hear us say that?
At that time, Medfield was served by 2 bus lines. A bus
Yes.
line from Milford to Boston,
Yes.
Johnson Bus Company, and a bus line from Walpole to Framingham, and taxi service.
Yes,
So if you
yes.
wanted to get around, you could get around by taxi, bus.
Yep.
Neither of those exist now.
Was there passenger train service?
No.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, from the
Not
station.
from
The
From the
junction.
junction,
yeah,
I wasn't familiar with that. That didn't pass through the center of Medfield, I couldn't see that happening. But I guess it was.
Yeah, they was, I know.
So what was at the junction, which is at the end of Adams Street by West Mill?
Yes,
Right.
yes.
What
That's right.
you could go to Boston?
Yes.
Go to Needham.
Needham, Dover, Needham.
Needham and change.
Right. And if you missed it, you had to drive to Birds Hill and Needham,
Yeah.
which often happened in my household.
They always had the taxis.
Yes.
Be down at the
And that's
junction.
the train.
And then all
Goody
the
Newell's
buses go on
Newell
to-
Taxi Company,
Yeah,
right?
I know,
And
yeah.
that was where the men.
So your shopping and stuff, you would go to Framingham or Boston?
Framingham or Belfast?
Boston, Boston, I did all my shopping in Boston when I was a teenager.
Fillings, you went to
Yeah.
Fillings.
Yeah.
You get special foods at SSP or something.
Yeah.
If you
I
could
mean, it
afford
was
it.
different.
Churches in town, ministers, priests, remember?
Yeah, Father Shea.
He was called the
It was
Pollywog.
Mr.
Lollipop
Wilson.
priest.
Yep.
He always gave the kids lollipops.
Even to Protestants.
So,
That's right. No, he just handed them out.
Who's that? Father Shea?
kids loved them.
Well, I went to church here when I was growing up. I also sang in the choir,
Wow.
and I was a soprano because I was under 15. But I also remember scraping off the paint on some of these chairs here, and put my name on it. Unfortunately, they painted it over. I don't even see them, they got the.
And we had a community orchestra. We had the
We did, that's
Medfield
right.
Community
Yeah,
Orchestra.
right.
And
Mario
Elaine
played
Kersey
keys,
played
yeah.
in it. David Allen played in it.
Right. David Allen was also playing in Boston
In
Symphony
Boston.
Orchestra.
For years.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Locke, she played, our principal's wife, played cello in it.
Oh.
And then
How large a group was it?
it was pretty, Stuart Smith was the conductor. We had a lot of musicians then who had the time to join it, I guess. Yeah.
You banking, what banks were in town, would you do your banking?
Went to Devon.
You went to Devon?
We had the Medfield Cooperative Bank.
Which was
Medfield
where?
Cooperative.
Where the historical.
In those days, it was Miss Bridge, she was the one that.
Yeah.
Mary Bridge.
Yeah, Bridge.
I worked with
Bridge.
them.
That's when it was on Pleasant Street.
Yeah.
And you worked in that bank for a number of years.
Yeah, I took Edie's.
You worked in the Medfield Cooperative Bank?
Oh, that was well after that was back in
50.
Oh, that was after.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the 40s, we went to Devon.
We had an earlier program which was growing up in Harding. Did you have much relations with what was going on up in Harding or the state hospital?
I know I did. I worked up there for a while in the employees cafeteria. And it was a big thing to go up there, because at that time they had a farm up there. And when you worked in the cafeteria, you met all the nice boys going through, you know. And I know, you remember Catherine Bell? She just gave a big donation, I guess, for the library. She worked with me, and she had the most beautiful singing voice. And then she would say, well, you girls all get the jobs out front. She says, and you stick me back, getting the big, pushing the dishes out to you guys, you know. She was very comical, but we had a good time. Everything was fun. That's what was your whole job. You just took it as a fun thing to do. You got paid for it.
Well, we did minstrel shows, and this,
yeah.
one was for the town, and then the other one we do at the state hospital.
Oh,
Now,
yes.
who did the minstrel shows? Was that,
Tom Sweeney.
Tom Sweeney.
Oh, it's Sandwich Church.
Right,
and that was through the church or the town? Or was it-
Well, it was.
they were big.
But the church did it, but all the local people were in it.
Well, we also did it in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I went to blackface once.
I did.
But they also had, State Hospital,
It was-
beautiful
it was
baseball team. They
It
used
really
to,
was.
Right.
They were.
baseball
Tough.
games. We'd go up to the baseball games.
American Legion, that was American Legion baseball played on the hospital field, I think it was. And they had movies up there every weekend too.
Monday nights,